Welcome to Passion to Poison, the podcast that explores life's transitions. I'm Russ Tanner, and I'm here as always with my co-host, Mac Wilson. Today on the podcast, we have Fahim Fazli. Fahim's entire life has been a series of life-changing transitions. He was born in Afghanistan in the late 1960s. When he was 12 years old, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, and his family was separated. I won't go into the details right now because I know he's going to talk about what happened. He's worked as a translator for the Department of Defense. He's a best-selling author, and he's currently an actor in Hollywood. You've probably seen a few of the movies he's been in, like Iron Man, American Sniper, and 12 Strong. And he's worked with A-list celebrities like Tom Hanks, Chris Hemsworth, Bill Murray, Clint Eastwood, and Ben Affleck. Retired Army Corporal John Lubecki once said, Fahim's ability to stop conflicts and bring people together made him a role model against his peers. He's got quite the resume and a really incredible story, and we're really excited to have him on the podcast. Welcome, Fahim.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you guys, both of you, for inviting me for the beautiful show. I'm excited to finish this story and tell everybody where I come from. How you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Doing great, yeah.
Good. I'm going to start at where I was born and raised, and we go from there. I was born in Afghanistan, Kabul, Afghanistan, 1966. I was 12 years old when the Russian invaded Afghanistan, the communist, and my dad and my mom was very high educated people. My mom was working for the president of Afghanistan. She was a midwife, and my dad was president of National Bank. And 2 days passed by from the invasion. Of course, we hear a lot of tanks, rocket. 12 years old, we couldn't get out from our home, and my mom forced to go to work. And the next afternoon, she came back. She started crying, and she says, "Fahim, your brother and your two sisters and I we're leaving. You stay with your dad, with my other brother, younger brother." And we started asking her a question. I was 12 years old. Why we're not leaving? It says the KGB, the communists, they're watching us. If we all leaving at the same time, they know we're escaping Afghanistan. And yeah, that morning, I'll never forget, 5 a.m, she woke up, a yellow taxi came over, and my two sisters, younger sister and brother, got in the car, and we didn't say goodbye loud, make sure the neighbors cannot hear us. And I would start crying at 12 years old. And my dad didn't walk her to the car, anything, just got in a taxi, they took off. And we didn't see each other for 5 years. I'll come later on what happened. Then I asked my dad why we didn't leave. And my dad was very stubborn man and believing we defeating 1839, we defeat the British, and British attack Afghanistan. 1879, we defeat them again. We've been attacked by British, Mughal, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great. We defeat everybody. And my dad says, we can defeat the Russian. We just take some time. Let your mom go. We figure out. Then we was stuck with my dad and my brother in Afghanistan. I lost interest in going to school, 12 years old, and I don't want to be a communist. And I went to school, and they forced us to change the books to become a communist book. And I started skipping school and not interesting to be a communist. I was going to movie theater, and I was going to Russian bases to trade American T-shirt, Muhammad Ali, or some logos, California logos, to trade them for handgun and tires, tools, whatever I can reach, trade them and go sell it to freedom fighters in the bazaar. And I get the money and go to buying kites and buying things I need, and without my dad knows. And my dad found out I'm not going to school, and he was very disappointed. And I told him I don't want to go to school because I don't want to be a communist. And the head of the bank, my dad got forced to send me and my brother to Siberia to become little communists. And my dad one morning coming 3 years later, with distance of my mom and dad, we were separate 3 years. And one morning he wake us up and said, "Son, we're going to find your mom." And that time we didn't know where my mom was because we weren't receiving any letters or our phone calls. Everything was monitored by KGB. And KGB, some of you guys don't know what KGB means, the head of communists, like CIA. And one morning we wake up and got in Jingo trucks and we drove. The coyote guy was telling us sit separate of part of the bus. I was sitting in the back. My dad was sitting in the front. My brother sitting in the right hand corner, and make sure we're not getting noticed. We're escaping, and we got pulled over by a Russian checkpoint and Afghan communist checkpoint. And guess who was on the checkpoint? One of my cousins became a communist. He was doing the checkpoint. He got in the trunk. He got in the truck. Jingo truck. And he looked at me and looked at my dad. He looked at my brother. He didn't say anything. He walked out and he told the bus go. And the Russian soldiers kind of look at us back, give us a dirty look. I think the Russian commander was nowhere up to no good. Then we took us 2 more hours drive towards Pakistan, south, and the bus pulled over. He says, "You guys walking here towards opposite of Pakistan," and took us 7 nights, 7 days. We were walking this mountain, 22,000 feet high mountain, and we arrived in Pakistan. As soon as we peak over the 20,000 mountain high, we saw a million refugees, 5 million or 6 million refugees. That was remind me the Jews was being tortured, and between German and Russian was a war. And they used to put a propaganda TV for us to put us a scare tactic. If you escape, you guys going to get punished like this. Then we arrived there. Then later on, we went to the embassy and we figured out how to come to America.
So this all happened when you said 12 years old? About
12, 13, 14, 15. By the time I escaped Afghanistan, I was 15 years old. Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. And you didn't even know your mom was alive at that point, right? Like she could have been anywhere?
No, we couldn't get any letters, any phone calls because the KGB was monitor us. And even we left our house without selling it, anything, just we left. And when we arrived in embassy in Islamabad, Pakistan, we went to the embassy. I never forgot there was a young, good-looking American Marines was there. And I look at them, I want to be like him one day. And I did later on. We asked him, we want to find out where's my mom is. And we heard my mom is somewhere in Europe or America. We don't know where. Then they wrote it up. Of course, there was a translator was there, and that's how I got involved with translations later on with the Marine. And I really like that translator. I wish I know where he is now. Then the Marine guy and the embassy and the embassy workers, they put our names, everything, and we didn't know how to spell our name, how to spell in English. And our date of birth was a little off because we didn't bring any paperwork with us. We just were guessing. I was born in January, February, whatever. We're just guessing. And we give my brother and sister's name and my mom. And they says, we're going to check it out if they left Pakistan as a refugee to America. And we came 2 weeks later, a week later, something, and the Marine guy was a smile at us. I know there's some good news there. He said, we found your mom. Your mom is in Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia. And but your mom didn't left from Pakistan. Your mom left a refugee from India. We didn't know she was in India. Then the guy gave us the phone number. I never forget the phone. Area code is still 703. The area code was there. Then we went to the bazaar and we grabbed like almost $100 change quarters. Pakistani quarters. And we went to the booth, phone booth, and we kept putting money, put money, put money. All of a sudden, we called Virginia. It was 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 in the morning. In Pakistan was 4 afternoon or opposite time of the time. And my mom picked up the phone. My dad says, "Hi, Fahima. This is Jamil, your husband." And my mom started yell at him. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What Jamil are you talking about? And you're the one got married in 22 years old young girl, and you let my son Fahim and my other son Erish get killed by Russian. Then all of a sudden, I pick up the phone. I talk to my mom. Mom, this is Fahim. Of course, my voice changed as a man by the time I was 16 and a half. And, uh, and he say, "Who are you?" I said, "That's your son, Fahim." And my voice changed. And I describe our kitchen, describe our neighbor, this. I said, "Mom, this is lie. We didn't get killed." And we found out later on one of my dad's sister in America and his brother was telling my mom we all got killed by Russian. And Jamil, my father, married 26 years old young girl. And that was very coward of them, because my mom lost her memory, get very emotional. She have depression issue at that time. And I describe everything, and Mom, this is us. Please help us. And one of the church she was going, Charlottesville, Virginia, Charlie, what do you call, one of the priests help us and send us a sponsor. And 2 years later, we wait in line and follow the rule of the United States, got all our vaccine, uh, and we came to America as a refugee, asylum refugee.
Yeah, that's amazing. Your mom was in Virginia for several years. Was she remarried? What was her life like at that time?
Well, she got the news we got killed, and her husband, my father, got married, and she got very deep depression. She was in going to very deep depressions, and she was and couldn't figure out what to do with her life. And she was kind of feel guilty why she left us, but I don't blame her because the communist. And uh, when we arrived there, her depression's gone, and she was very deep. She was on a lot of pills, like people go depression here, PTSD kind of type of thing. And no, she didn't get married. She was waiting for us. She wanted to hear what when we come in. And we arrived to Kennedy Airport. I mean, John F. Kennedy in New York. And we drove all the way down to Virginia, and we met her. We have the happiest moment of my life as 18 and a half that time, and met my mom again after 5 years. And later on, we made a decision to move to California. The reason we moved to California because there's more Afghan community here, and my uncle was here. The one was leaking information. The one was playing game against my mom, and my mom always warning us, "This guy is not a good man." And I'm so glad later on I found out he wasn't a good man. And I came to America, start from zero, and now word of English. And I was struggling, couldn't find a word, how to say, I need a job. And I go to adult school, I study, I learned English, and I was too old to go to high school because I was, by the time we arrived here, 19. And learned Spanish first because I was working in the gas station, and I was working as a chef, not chef, cook, and working hard and learned Spanish. Then later on, I moved to Orange County and learned English. And I'm so glad I learned the Spanish first. Then before that, I spoke other four other language, which is Pashto, Dari, Farsi, Arabic, and Urdu, Hindi, which is all the region area. I learned all the languages. And Russian, when I was wheeling with them, I was trading things. Yeah, we came to Virginia. Came to California. Just worked very hard, and at that time, I was very unhappy. Why am I here? Why I left Afghanistan? And why I left all my best friends over there? Then I made a decision to find out, to love this country, care about this country, learn about this country, learn the culture, learn the law, learn respect this country. Then I made a decision to, this is my home. I'm not gonna go back again. And ask myself a question when I was in Afghanistan, 12 years old or 13 years old. I asked myself, who am I? Who I want to be, where I want to be, what's my dream, what's my passion, what's my hobby. This sixth question, I was one day got fired from Nordstrom because I was the best sellers, and one guy pissed me off. He said, "What's wrong? What's so good about you? You're selling gum. What kind of fraud you do? Sell a lot of shoes." And I kind of being a tough guy on pushing him. As soon as I pushed him, I got fired, that was a great thing to happen to me. I got fired from Nordstrom. And I asked myself, sixth question, who I am, all this, who I want to be, where I want to be, what's my dream, what's my passion, what's my hobby. Then I start going to Hollywood. My dream was to become an actor. My passion was to want to become in front of the camera. What's my hobby? Volleyball, football, our football, soccer. And what's my this sixth question, I come up with the answer. And being at 12 years old, try to figure out who am I. That was the toughest answer for me until I came to America. And when I came to America, I saw the land of opportunity, the most beautiful country in the world. That's why it pissed me off on these kids here. They take it for granted, which is a lot of American. They take it for granted, this country. I mean, I answered those questions and follow my dream, and I work very hard as an extra, bunch of movies, TVs, and until I get the SAG card. By the time I get SAG card, has 5-6 years passed by, and I was struggling to learn English and find jobs and getting jobs and continue with the jobs, because every jobs I was getting it, I was number one salesman, I was number one cook, I was number one contractor. I was number one everything, but I wasn't happy because that wasn't my dream. That wasn't my passion.
So when you're going through all these different transitions, you're coming to the United States, you're getting jobs at Nordstrom's, you're a cook, all these different things that you're doing. You said you're unhappy. Would you say you were depressed at that time, or was it more just a feeling of not being fulfilled, and that sort of drove you to something else? Or would you say you were depressed? Like, what was your mindset
My
as you're going
mind,
through these transitions?
I wasn't depressed. I wasn't happy with myself. Who am I? I was trying to find out who am I. And once you find out who you are, I want to be actor. I want to be author. I want to become a Marine. Make a decision who you want to be and where you want to be and who you want to be and who's your role model. If by the time you find out all these answers, takes time. That's why I wasn't happy at working there, because that wasn't me. That wasn't me to cook flipping hamburger or flipping steaks, or I was selling shoes. That wasn't me. And I want to be in the front of the camera. I want to write a book. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be, and I was very young too. I was 19 and a half, or 20 years old. I mean, there's a lot of 20 years old, they're confused. There's still some 40 years old, they're confused because they cannot answer these questions. No, I wasn't depressed. I was just want to find a light at the end of tunnel. I mean, flipping burgers, and there's nothing wrong. I'm not against them. I'm not more power for them. If you want to continue flipping burgers the rest of your life, I have respect for you. There's a saying in Afghanistan: "It's better to work to not work. As embarrassed to not work as work, as any kind of work is work." Yep. Uh, I found out who am I, who I want to be, where I want to be, what's my dream, what's my passion, and I continue to follow it. And I never give up, and always believing in myself. I'm always respect myself. I respect my parents and respect this country. What this country did it for me. It gave me electricity, gave me water, gave me a road, gave me a bridges, gave me an ocean without any bombing, killing, shooting, suicide bomber. I mean, that's why, as a lot of Americans, they should have sent their kids to Africa or Afghanistan at least for 2 weeks, 3 weeks to understand the value of this country. And I understand I fall in love with this country, and I fall in love with who I want to be. I fall in love with who I am. And I found out I'm an actor. I found out at a very young age, I found out I'm going to be an author. And I found out later on I'm going to be a Marine helper, a translator, and go to war and come back safe and sound and respect myself, respect others.
Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the Marines. I guess you were an interpreter or a
Yes,
translator.
yes, sir. When 9/11 happened, I was 43. And one day I turned on the TV. I saw they keep mentioning my birth country, Afghanistan, and they keep mentioning Bin Laden. And as my experience in Afghanistan when I was in refugee camp in Pakistan, we heard the name of Bin Laden, Saudi, is the Americans supporting him, the CIA and Ronald Reagan and Charlie Wilson, the movie called Charlie Wilson War. And Charlie Wilson was helping us with the stingers in Afghanistan to defeat the communists. When the Russian invade Afghanistan in 1979, and we Afghan defeat them with American weapons, stingers to kick the communists out. And later on, American turned their back to Afghan people and they walk away. And later on, 1996, the fundamentalist groups trained by Saudis and Pakistanis, the Taliban, took over Afghanistan and sheltered bin Laden and the terrorists and Al Qaeda to Afghanistan. And 2001, the 9/11 happened. And I heard this is wrong. They hijacked the religion. They hijacked my country, my birth country, and they are damaging my adopted country. And they try to destroy us here in America, give us a bad reputation. And didn't say the Quran or the Bible and Torah, go hijack the Bible or Quran or Torah to hurt people. None of this book says all these things. And I saw the TV, 9/11 happened. I made a decision to go pay my dues for this beautiful country. This country done a lot of good things for me. This country gave me a shelters. This country saved me from the communists. And this country bring me back to my family after 5 years and see my mom again. And I made a decision to sign a DoD Department of Defense, pass all those tests and pass my criminal record. I didn't have anything, and I qualified for because I speak more than one languages, and I qualified. They shipped me to Fort Benning, Georgia. Fort Benning, Georgia. I did all my training with the Army, and one of the Colonel Army says, "Who wants to go to with the Marines?" And I raised my arm. And a couple other guys, one more guys did it, and we went to 29 Palm. We did other 3 months training, age of 43, and we get shipped to Afghanistan. And I was very proud to, I'm so glad I went to Afghanistan to pay my dues. I do have the most beautiful life here in America, living Laguna Beach and Dana Point area. And I'm an actor and I'm successful. I'm happy. I was made a decision to go there to do the one right translation. I can save American life. I can save civilian in Afghanistan. And I'm so glad in my watch on 3 tours in Afghanistan, nobody died in my watch. And I did build a lot of, with my translation, we built a lot of clinic. We built a lot of wells for waters. We bring electricity. And my team, 3-4 India company. And thanks to Captain Vincent, Staff Sergeant Cook, I was working in General Mills, General Nicholson's. I worked with those guys. And I'm very proud to be part of American military and proud to be what I did for this country. And I'm proud of I'm paying my dues for this beautiful country.
One of the things that I'm hearing from your comments is there's a constant taking action. I think a lot of people get confused or they're not sure what step they should take. But it sounds like, as I'm hearing your story, I'm hearing that regardless if you don't know what the next step is, you're going to take action anyway. And in taking action, that's led to better and better things that have been, closer and closer to your dream. What would you say to somebody that maybe is even in your situation? The turmoil currently in Afghanistan, in recent years, and even in the last few months. What would you say to somebody that's just they're not sure what direction to take, or what to do? What would you say to them?
First of all, you have to believe in yourself, respect yourself, love yourself. And the sixth question, you're welcome to write it down if some of you guys want to hear it. I'm sure you guys going to listen. Who am I? Who I want to be? Where I want to be? What's my dream? What's my passion? What's my hobby? Try to answer this sixth question. Find out, number one thing is you find out who you are. And forget about the past. You've been abused. Forget about the blame other. The three fingers. When you point to others, three other fingers say you look at yourself. You, dad, your mom, your dad, your parents have responsibility to teach you how to walk, how to feed you, change your diaper, show you the right direction. This is wrong. This is right. By the time you're out of the house, you're responsible for your own chaos or establish. And America, with respect, I'm not trying to insult anything. We have to learn in America to give our parents, our children, a limited stuff. We're providing them electricity, laptops. We give them a $2,000 phone, a $4,000 laptop, and we provide everything. To my knowledge, they have to learn it. They have to work hard on it, and later on they will pay it off. And make sure you teach your kids, educate them to not make money, educate them to love themselves first. Once they love themselves first, and the materials come in later on, and everything is not about materials to be successful. Everything is not about to fame. If you drive a Ferrari and I'm driving a Ford, we getting the same freeway, the same distance, at the same time we arrive there. If you want to get a private jet and I'm getting a Southwest airline, we both going to be in San Francisco the same time. Not same time, I mean same city. We have to give enough knowledge to our kids to understand their value. Where does this come from? Where's this come from? This value, where the pens come from? You have to teach them how you learn how you bought this pen and how I'm give it to you. And number one things in America, a lot of parents do technology. Technology is number one enemy in America for the kids, which is they play video games. They're stuck with it. I call the technology video game invisible casualty, which is we're shoving technology when we drive to San Francisco or Alabama or anywhere. We're shoving technology in their mouth. Shut up, don't say it. And the time you and I grew up, we used to say, when are we going to be there? When are we going to be there? Right now, they don't care when they're going to be there because they're busy with the invisible casualty babysitters, which is we provide them a babysitter with an iPad and phone and shut them down. That's why in America, table manner is gone. Respect is gone. When you come home, nobody say hello to you except your dog. They all busy with their video games. And used to be have a dinner and on table, we all get together sitting on the table. We say, we pray. You have some of you guys religious, some of you guys not religious, holding hand. You guys appreciate what the value, what father or mother cook, and you guys eat it. Nowadays, mommy, I want a hamburger with no cheese, no this, no this. Mommy, I want a chicken sandwich with this, no this. We're getting divided. The reason we get divided, we lost the menu of how to live in this country, and that's why it's a lot of them have a lot of us have the issues. They're lost, they're confused because we provide everything in the beginning for them, the cell phone, this. Now they're hard for them to how to reach it. I came from the third country. I work hard. I work hard to get that far. How I work hard, I believe in myself. I believe God. If some of you guys believe God or not, believe in yourself. That's very important to how to reach and forget about the blames others. Forget about my dad did this, my mom did this. So I was more abused than anybody, but I respect them. The reason I respect them is because that was the right cause to beat me or spank me. And now I'm not a druggie, I'm not alcoholic, I'm not a whiner, I'm not quitters. And don't even believe in your vocabulary, quitting. I mean, look at my jobs, full of rejection. You have to have a very healthy personality accept rejection. Every actor go to audition, they at least from 10 auditions, they not even getting 2 of them. Al Pacino, he did 100 auditions, finally he got one in speaking role. And look where he is. He never give up. That's my advice to them. Do not give up. Find out who you are. Love yourself. Stop blame others.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great advice. I mean, I think you're right on. I think one of the problems, and other guests that we've had have talked about this also, just being grateful for what you have, appreciating the things that you have. And I think your background, where you came from, definitely has helped you with that. I know Mac and I have both lived in South America. We were both there for 2 years at different times. And so, I was in Ecuador, and I got to see a third world country, and I grew up in a nice part of California, and so it was a shock when I went down there to see that there's so many people that live in conditions that are nothing like what I was used to, but they were happy. That's one of the things I took away from Ecuador is they were happy. These little kids, dragging their doll through the dirt or something with a huge smile on their face. They didn't care. They didn't know any different, but they didn't care.
They didn't care.
And
like I say, in America, we are damaging our population. We're, as a parents, damaging our kids. We're shoving technology. We give them $200 tennis shoes. Why don't your son go sell a newspaper, do something? Why don't you cut the grass and outside? I'll buy you $200 shoes. Mommy, my daddy's. You see, we're divided between parents. If the dad's rough, tough like you and I saw third world country, what the other kids do in third world country, and the mom's protecting mommy, umbrella mom, or helicopter mommy. The number one things in America, the mom and dad should be the same page. And other things in America, they should make a one-class common sense. And other things in America, they should send their kids, or you go with them in third world country to understand the value of living, the value of electricity, the value of the waters you guys leave it on when you brush your guys' teeth. Not all of us, we brush our teeth and leave the waters on. People go village to village to bring one basket of water, one can of water. And these little things, America is not going to stay the same if we don't watch it. If we keep taking for granted this country. An example, if something happened in Dana Point in California, electricity is shut down for a month, what are we going to do? We're not prepared for this. We're not trained by this. We're not sure by this, how to live. In Afghanistan, when the Russian bombing our electricity, we were left dark for 4 or 5 years. We know how to survive. That's what America need to coach their kids how to survive.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. We're not prepared for some catastrophic event that happens. We're definitely not prepared for that.
Look at our fridge full of food. Look at it. We go to Costco, we fill it up in 2 days and 3 days or 5 days or a week. We don't eat it. We toss it up. We put it in the trash. One night leftover of Las Vegas. One night of food leftover in Las Vegas. They can feed the whole Africa, the whole population of Africa. Look at us. We go buy big chunk of chicken, big chunk of tomato, potato, this. We don't understand the value because we're the richest country in the world. Doesn't mean we have to blow money. It doesn't mean we have to have a Ferrari and Lamborghini outside and people, your neighbors driving the same car on the same freeway. Just have a balance. If I buy a $5,000 watch and I have a $20 watch, they both have the same timing. This watch doesn't tell you different timing, and this watch doesn't tell you different timing. That one's cost $20. This is cost $5,000 Rolex. I mean, little things with right here, we have to watch out. We don't watch it, and we lost religion, we lost belief, we've lost our faith in America. We're not going to church anymore. We're not going to mosque anymore. We're not going to synagogue anymore. We're not going to Kanisa again anymore. Now we worship dollar bills. What's my wallet? Wallet is not everything. Your health is about. You have to appreciate about your health. You have to appreciate about the unity you have in your family. We're very in dangerous situation right now. We all worship how to make money. If we don't make money, we're not going to survive. How about if we shut it off the electricity? Then we talk about how to survive. How about if we shut it off your water for 2 months? How you survive? You have to prepare for that. You have to be ready for those kind of things. That's why, and like you say, you both went to South America. You know the value of this country more than a lot of other Americans. And I understand more of the value of this country, and I appreciate this country more than a lot of other Americans. And I'm proud to call myself an Afghan-born American. I'm born in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is my birth country. America is my adopted country. I will never turn my back for this country, what this country did to me. Look at this. I'm sitting in Dana Point, my stadium, nice, warm, and I have an interview with beautiful people like you guys to bring people unity, bring people a good message. And you guys, a great message. You want to shake people up, appreciate. What's the value? Why are you guys holding back? Why you're whining? Why you're saying my mom did it, my dad did it, my cousin did, whatever? Why don't you get up and stand up on your own feet? You say, I believe in myself. I love myself. I care about myself. I can do it. If an Afghan guy came in from 19 years old to Afghanistan, not understand a word of English, and I did it, you cannot do it?
Sounds like the perspective, there's just a lack of perspective. Like people, that's a great point. I mean, you come over here and you're a self-made man, but that doesn't mean other people can't do that. They either don't believe they can, or they don't have an example to look up to. I think perspective's important.
God gave us the same brain you have. I believe the same blood when cut ourselves, yourself, I myself. Same thing with kids here. God gave us, this is right, this is right, this is left. God gave us there's a hole in there, there's a road there. You use your own mind, believe in yourself, respect yourself. I don't want to disrespect someone of your audience if they're atheist or non-believer. We should not call them atheist, non-believer. But it's still science. The science use the science, study, read. Everything is in America. Good things about America, everything is possible. Everything is possible. I'm telling you, a black man from Africa, his dad is African, his mom is Hawaiian, Obama. If he can make it, Afghan guy came in from Afghanistan, only 9th grade education. If I can make it, example with 1,000 other ones here. If they can make it, you can make it. Do not say I can. Say I can. Well, I made a nice quote. When I was in Afghanistan, they say I cannot fight the Russian, but I did. When I skipped to Pakistan, they say you cannot go to America, but I did. I came to America, they says you are a foreigner, you cannot become an actor, but I did. Or then later on, I paid my dues for the Marines. They say you cannot do that, you're going to get killed, but I did. And come back, write up 2 books. They say you don't have enough education, but I did. It says none of your movie become a getting Oscar or go dead. And he says you cannot make your book become a movie, but we will do it. We believe in it ourselves. Everything is a belief. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to put a pressure on you guys to go to church, go to mosque, go to this. Just find out God to yourself first. Find yourself first. God is right there. God is the oxygen. God is to give you the power. Anything you want will give you the energy, and you can do it. This is a God. This is a God. This is a God. This is a God. You believe in yourself. You are a God.
But one of the things as I was reading your bio that stood out to me is that you had or spent time with all of these iconic actors and these films. What struck you most about being on those movie sets and surrounded by just these iconic people that what stood out to you most besides achieving a dream that you had of being an actor?
They're human like you and I. They had a dream like I and you. They born the same mom and dad. They born the same thing, diaper, drinking milk, and 12 years old they will play bicycle, play kick. I mean, what do you call baseball, football? Same thing, same thing. But the one I was working, the established one, accomplished one. I look at him. I had a dream like you, and I'm here next to you. You had a dream like me. You're next to me. I asked Bill Murray which one of your movies your favorite one. He says this is all my children. I will never divide them. I asked him what was your dream when you were a little kid. So he said become an actor. And I have to say how'd you do that? He said I work hard and I believe in myself. I can do it. Same thing. I look at them different. I didn't look at them different. I look at them as established, accomplished believer. Uh, they did it. I did it, and I wasn't respect them because have more credit, more movie, and more famous than me. Nope, we're the same level. The same level. To some of you guys had a dream to become a doctor, lawyers, or anything, any kind of professional. Just first look the mirror yourself and say you can do it. If your name is Jeff, David, Cynthia, Jennifer, whatever name is, Muhammad, Abdul, whatever your name is, just say I can do it. You have to program this brain how to say yes. You have to program this brain to avoid negative energy and to not accept rejection. If you accept rejection, you have to be powerful enough to avoid it. Same thing, these are actors. They've been rejected 1,000 times. I talk to them. I coach them. I work with them 1,000 times. But they believe the same way I believe. And I have a recommendation. I recommend this book. Some of you guys lost. Read The Secret, the book called The Secret, or watch the video. Just go watch the motivation. But some of you guys wasting your money. You go see therapists. You guys go see this doctor taking pills. That's not going to help. You have to stand up on your own feet. Get up. You can do it. Just forget to pour me. If you keep saying yourself, pour me, pour me, pour me, the negative energies goes to you. God or believer, whatever you believe, they say, give me your hand. If you don't give me your hand, how do I pick you up? If you don't stand up, shake hand with people, to introduce yourself to people and to know what they want. My parents always say, do not steal money or anything. Steal education, steal knowledge. Yeah, they're same people like like you and I. They believe in that, and they did it, and I did it. We all the same boat. Why Bill Gates is we think is a smarter? You believe in it. He believe he can do it. And what a great example he is. Edison, they bring us electricity. Chinese bring us money, map, Every person that plane, whoever created a plane, they give us a gift. They left their legacy. To my knowledge, if you want to die, make sure you leave your legacy to your children, your grandchildren. Dying without legacy, you're a very empty man. Dying without dream, you're a very empty man or woman. Dying with no left any good legacy to your others, you're an empty man, empty woman.
What would you do, or what would you say to people that have negative thoughts? So, for example, you said, say I can, I can, I can. Most people, when they say that to themselves, typically have a negative thought pop into their head. It's like the devil and the angel on their shoulders. Like you've got one side of you saying, I can. But it's pretty common for negative thoughts to immediately creep in, like, oh, I'm not good enough, or you know what, I can't actually do that. How do you deal with negative thoughts that pop up?
I was going to this coffee shop. I'm coming right there to your questions. I was going to coffee shop. I was sitting with 4 or 5 negative guys. At first, I studied them, who they are. I saw them, they're empty, no dream, no passion, no hobby, divorce, one of them 7 times. And their kids hate them, their wife hate them, their ex hate them, this. And I look at myself, why I'm sitting with them every day and I'm here negative energy, negative energy. To some of you guys, first of all, you have to filter your friends around you, the one you hear stronger. The devils always inject negative energy faster than positive energy. Very hard to become very hard to earn positive energy. You have to work on it. How to work on it? To believe in yourself, who you're surrounded, who you hang out, what kind of station, radio, channel, or news you're listening, and find out what happened to your childhood. Your childhood, you've been abused, you've been damaged, you've been molested by priests, by cousin, or whatever. Try to fight that. Try to bring it up on the page. Try to bring it on pen and pencil, write it down. Try to confront those people. Try to confront, to be, find out why it has happened. We all didn't born negative. We all didn't born positive. But we surrounded by people get injected by negative energy. And some of us get built up to our blood. Negative. If I wasn't cutting off those 5 people in the coffee shop every morning, I saw it in a week. In a week, I took off. I changed my chairs. I'm sitting with my dog somewhere else. And I'm sitting with a couple of positive people. And with the positive, I'm learning something. Try to surround yourself, listen to positive stuff. Try to surround yourself to hang out with positive people. Try to surround yourself and believe in yourself. Try to yourself, if you're lost in religion, if you're lost from your parents or damage or divorce or any kind of drama, go fight it. Go confront it. Do not hide it. You cannot hide everything as you're hiding under the table. It's still there. It's still there that you cannot hide it. You have to confront it. You have to fight it. You have to positive. You have to do it, and you can do it. You can do it, but you have to believe in yourself first. You have to find out who you are first. Without finding out who you are first, that negative energy is always going to be with you, and positive energy, you have to work hard to get that far. It's not easy to have a good life. You have to work on it. We're all not gifted to God give us, throw us $1 million of money and beautiful car, beautiful wife, beautiful husband, beautiful children. Nobody's perfect in this world. Nobody's perfect, and whoever says we have a perfect life, they're lying. But you have to build it up. You have to, the one you said they're hearing negative, make a list. Make a list, put 10 positive personality about yourself, and put 10 negative personality about yourself. If you keep working every day on the negative part, you get rid of him. You get rid of him, not listening to gossiping, this, or how to watch, to talk this. You can avoid 30 falls a month and 365 falls a year. You have to work on 365 falls a year and try to add it up the other list on this part, the positive add it up more. If you keep adding, it's going to be 365 positive energy coming to your blood. And this is like I say, some people says we should go to church. We should go to listen to priest Michael priest, Moffat priest, Muhammad Abdul Mullah. Why should I listen to him if I have my own belief here? Why should I my own engine? This is the engine we have in our head. If this engine priest Moffat has, priest Muhammad has, why we cannot be priest Moffat, priest Muhammad, or rabbi? We can own, right now technology is so advanced. Anything, you Google it and go to, YouTube, everything is provided for you. The time I grew up, there was no technology. The time I get a headache or a toothache, we don't know how to Google and find out what's good for a headache. Right now, is everything's providing us. The tools on technology, like earlier I said, technology is invisible casualty enemy, but if you use it the right way, it's the most beautiful things in the world. The other day, I had some problem with my how to get rid of glue from my car, sap from the trees. And I Googled it. That was very easy to get rid of it.
Yeah, we've got everything at our fingertips these days.
Yeah, everything is there, but you have to use it the positive way. You have to use it to what do you learn from it? I mean, why I spend so much money here? Because I don't want to be in the freeway and go to Los Angeles, do voiceover. Right now, the producer, director asked me, do you have this? Or do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? I have all the equipment. I have everything. You name it. I cannot reach that. And the reason, because God give you a brain. God give you a brain. You give you a brain. And we all have the same brain. Some of them don't use it. Some of them use it. And brain's like a charcoal. When you make a barbecue, have you seen the charcoal when it dies? It's a little dust or white dust on top of the charcoal? Because the brain's getting that way too. You have to fresh it. You have to blow it. You have to heat the brain fresh. Yeah, we are, some of them built with the negative, but you can get rid of it. Trust me, every false you can get rid of it. You're going to be the best man and the best human being. Number one, you have to love yourself, believe in yourself, forget about surrounded by negative people. But some people live in the house, nobody's around them, they're negative because some childhood happened, something happened. They have to find out why.
Can you tell us real briefly about your two books and maybe do a little bit of self-promotion? I'm sure the listeners to this are going to be curious about how they can learn a little bit more about you, and I'm assuming your books are a good place to start.
My first book published, My Life Story, Fahim Speaks, which is blurb by Tom Hanks and President Obama, President Bush, Clint Eastwood, Bill Murray. Everybody's reading this book, and we got the number one medal golden nominated military society. And yes, our books on Amazon, and you can go to Fahim Speaks, Fahim Speaks, and all over the Amazon. And now we working on it to become a script, which is a good director, a good friend, a good producer, a friend of mine, Lance Mechu, is working hard on it. And we're going to change the name of Fahim, a man of two worlds, which is where I came from, two worlds. And we're working on him. We hopefully one day you're going to hear my story in a big screen, which is everything is possible, because if all these dream I was telling you, I can do it, I did, and I will do that too. And my second book, Blood and Family, And a good friend of mine, Taylor, and we wrote it together because he's a young, very 22, knowledgeable person, very good script writers. And I make him to join with me to become as a co-author, and I want to give him a credit. And we help together, and based on true story, which has happened in Afghanistan and America after 9/11, and everything's here, and people love it. And hopefully, you guys enjoy it. This is in Amazon too, Blood and Family by Taylor and Fahim Fazli.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Fahim, we're coming up on the time here, and we really appreciate you coming on here. You've just got so much energy. You've got so much experience and wisdom to share with everyone.
Thank you.
We can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you. And my last message for your audience, just appreciate this country. Do not take it for granted, this country.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Passion to Poison. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to help spread the word, please give us a 5-star review. Also tell your friends to subscribe as well.